Welcome to day 3 of beginner's journey to electronic system design. So today we're going to look at a more complex circuit. And so as usual, the first thing you do is to add a part, which is a frame. So here you search a frame at AME, you search for it. So frame A size is what we've been making use of. You double click on it, then add it to the page. So then you escape this and we cancel it. So the next thing is to save. To save the workspace as, let's say, my second. Okay, let's make it the project. My second project save, yeah. So the next thing is, okay, the circuit is gonna design today is wanna turn on 5 LEDs using 9 volts battery and a resistor, a 10K resistor, and a PN junction diode. So let's get started. So the next thing is to hide the LEDs, LED. So this is LED. We're gonna make use of laptop. What is this? Top and not bottom. So we're gonna hide 5 pairs of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna add 5 of this, then escape this. So the next thing is gonna make use of a resistor, a US-based resistor, which is this. So gonna make use of this, and then double click the add it to the workspace. So the next thing is to add another component to it, which is um, a diode. Gonna add a diode to it. So these are you will be searching for all the components or any components you want to use, like IN40, 41, 48. So it's a Philips-based diode, and this is on the pictorial form of it. And this is how it looks like in a PCB. So yeah, we can go for this. There are a lot of diodes there. The PN junction diode, IN41, 48, 50, 60, a lot of them here. It depends on which one we're gonna use. So this one is germanium-based diode. I told you in the first class that um, a diode is a semiconductor device which are made from germanium, silicon. It depends. So we are adopting this IN41, 48. So let add it to the workspace. So the next thing is to add a battery. I'm gonna add a battery here. So here uh we are not using lithium battery here. So let's make use of a special battery as this a 22mm battery, and these are its looks like. So let's add this to the workspace. Wow, so we've added all the parts. So the next thing is to add them to the circuits, uh to design, to add wires, to connect them, do the layout and all those stuff. So the next thing is to make the connections between all the components. So firstly, the diodes, we like to add the diodes together to like rearrange the diodes. Let's rotate them. So this as well, and this. and this. So the next thing is to move them for connection. This as well. Move this as well. Let's move them closer a bit. This closer a bit. Let's this calm down a bit. So these, which is a so LED 1, okay, LED 3, 2, 5, 4. So in a normal convention, the LEDs should have like LED 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's rearrange them. Although there is another way you can do that, but I do it manually like this. 4 should be here and 5 should be the last. So 2 and 3 should be changed, needs to be changed. So the next thing, let's try to rename them by removing this lab 4 top, LAP 4 top. Okay, values, yeah. Let's try to change the values here to remove this, cancel this, then press OK. The same thing for this, press OK. Same thing for this, same thing for this as well. Yeah, so everything is intact. The next thing is to make connections between the LEDs from 1 to 5. So let's get it work. So this would be the negative side because all the negative side of the LED will be connected here. And this part will be the positive side. This part is the negative side. So I'm going to connect all of them together. The same thing for this side, which is the positive side. I'm going to connect all of them together as well. So I want this to be the junction. So everything will then be connected to this side. So let's get started. Same thing here. Same thing here. I'm gonna add a junction here. So this side is the negative side of the LEDs. And then the other side, which is the positive side, I'm gonna make use of this side to be the junction for them. So the next thing is to connect everything to this side. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So let's add a junction here as well, which is a positive side. So the next thing is let's try to move them. Oh, sorry. Let's try to move them a little bit closer here. So, oh, so I'm having two LEDs. So let's try to delete one of these diodes. So how do you delete that? You come here, find delete here, try to find delete here, click on delete, then place it on the component and click on it. Click on this as well, on this, and the connection problems. So everything is okay, is intact. So the next thing is to, oh, so I have it, I have added more than one. So let's move this. Okay, so let's delete all of this. So we are doing the layout now for the battery as well. So I want the battery to face the positive side to face this side and the negative side to face this side. So you can either have the resistor on the negative side of the load or the positive side of the load. So which are like the negative side of the battery to the load and the positive side of the battery to the load, which is very okay as well. So the next is to rotate the battery to have the positive phasing upward. Yeah. So this is good now. So the next thing is the negative side, which we need to connect to the resistor as well. This is the resistor. So try to delete this. So it's connect again. Let's come here. Connect this, then this, with this. So the battery has been connected to one point or one side of the resistor, and the other side of the resistor is connected to the load, which is the LED. So the next thing is the battery itself. To connect this to the battery, connect the diode to the battery to allow the flow of current from the battery to the load, which is a which are the LEDs there to allow current to flow in a straight or in a straight direction to the load. So we're gonna connect the LED as well. Uh, like I explained in the first class, we want an APN junction diode to work as 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 an agent or as a component that allow current to move in only one direction. We need to connect them in a forward biased. So in a forward bias, the the positive side of the battery of the energy source will be connected to the positive side of the PN junction diode. And the negative side of the PN junction diode will be connected to the positive side of the load. So we need to rotate this LED. So that's nice. It has been rotated. And the next thing is to make the connection. And connect it to the battery. Yeah, this has been connected. Then the negative side of the LED to the load. So this has been connected as well. So the next thing is rename. Rename after renaming, then add values to each of these components. Yeah, this is okay. We can leave this like that. and port 1, port 8. This is very important. There are different diodes, there are different types of p-n junction diodes. There is IN 407, IN 404. But here I'm making use of port 1, port 8. So the next thing is to add to rename. We need to rename this diode because here we're having D5, which is not D5. I'm going to change it to D1. So the resistor is there, the battery is there, B81. So next thing is to add values to any component that needs uh, to be formatted with a value like this resistor. We're making use of 10K resistor. Okay. So the battery, so I'm gonna change the value of the battery to 9 volts. The 9 volt battery. So the 9 volt battery is connected to the positive side of the 9 volt battery is connected to the diode here. And the negative side of the diode is connected to the load, to the positive side of the load. Same thing here, the negative side of the battery is connected to one point or one side of the resistor. On the other side of the resistor is connected to the negative side of the load. So by convention, this circuit will work perfectly. Yeah, let me explain how this circuit will work. As the current comes from this battery, the positive side of the current that flows to this battery will come to the positive side of the diode, and this diode will allow it to move in only one direction. So by convention, the electron will come from the negative side of the battery. So it is then limited by this resistor, the 10,000 ohms resistor. Then these will come to the negative side of the LED, supplying currents to the LEDs, and any current that comes out will be allowed to pass in one direction because it is the diode is pointed to the negative side of the point, which will make everything works fine. So lastly, we're gonna add a ground to the ground parts or a ground node to the negative side, and so the ground add part GND. Either these or these can be used. So let's use this. So this is the ground part of this, but this is connected with the resistor. So resistor is used to limit the flow of the current. So we can add it here. So the next is to connect the ground. Yeah. So if you check the name of this junction now, it's called GND. Can you see GND? You check. So this junction is GND, which is the ground, the negative side of the supply. So the next thing is to move our design to the center of the frame. Still here, it's not at the center. Okay. Let me try to go back again and group it. So we can just leave it this way. So this is our design, and these are centered to the frame. So thank you for joining us today. Tomorrow, which is being a day four, we're going to look at simulations, how we can simulate each of the circuits. Although for simulations, we're not, we're not going to be using this kinds of components. So we're going to use like ngSpice components, ngSpice simulations components to simulate any circuit. So thank you, and we'll meet in the next class.